So, hello and welcome to the last race of the season. And for this one and probably only time with me commentating for the CRL is the Blurs.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Burls, and
Sorry,
thank you. It's fine. Everybody gets it wrong, and I'm used to it. I used to be called the Burris because people thought the L was an I. So it's one of those kind of interesting names, and not a lot of people know how to say it. And there was one gentleman that I found on stream one day. I don't remember where exactly he was from, but he got it spot on, and that was the first time I can remember where somebody got my name spot on the very first attempt. So, and I'm not really worried about it. I don't care enough to worry about if people pronounce my name right. Not a big deal. We got Maddie in chat saying bruh. In that hot
yeah, by the way, Scrooper has also one quarter polygon because he got the 5-second time penalty and finished outside the points in the Brazilian Grand Prix. The other one is Isaac, which we have to take care that they don't drive out of the garage before they are allowed to. Yeah, and the first one on track is actually Cheese, which surprised me because normally the Williams are trying to get out as quick as possible, but for this time it's Cheese who are the first on track for qualifying. Yeah, I think there's much traffic now going on, and and McLaren is coming out of the pits. I hope he's not blocking Cheese, but it does look okay for now. Yeah, look fine. And Cheese is now on his opening lap.
On his first banker lap. Definitely, you want to get a decent time set. You don't have to always put in the best lap as your first lap, but obviously you want to put a time on the board that you can chase. Goes around turn 6 and into 7. Trying to maximize his exit here. Down this DRS straight. So long, you just gotta get a good exit out of turn 7 and maximize all of the speed that you can carry through here. Into this hard braking zone in turn 8. Drop it all the way down. Into turn 9, you want to stay smooth on the exit. There's a little bump there that can screw you all the way up into this next DRS straight. 2 straights back to back to another hard braking zone. 11, and then you got turn 12 and 13. You really got to play with the curves and maximize your corner cutting ability there to not invalidate while maximizing those.
Yeah, definitely. And a message for our viewers, maybe you don't know, but we are playing on strict, so you really have to pay attention that you don't overrun the track limits.
Of course, it's one of those things that are just you got to know exactly how far you can push it. Know those track limits. Just make sure you keep it in there. As he comes across the line with a 34.8, we'll see how that compares to these other drivers. As we got Peter on his banker lap with a 33.4.
I think he did not put in such. To be honest, it is quick, but I think he on softs he could actually run quicker. Probably he wants also to set another time on mediums.
Very well possible.
Peter is now on provisional pole.
Yep. His teammate just roughly a second behind, 9/10. That being Yarno in P2. Got Maddie running the wrong person there. Maddie running a 35.1, and we actually had Charlie. Charlie snuck it in just ahead of Yarno into that P2 spot. Of course, this is still a long quali. There's plenty of time left. Each driver roughly gets about 3, maybe 4 laps if he can push hard enough and be quick in those pit stalls. So definitely more opportunities for these guys to improve their times and make it that much better here.
And Scrooper just started his out lap because he has now the time to set a time. Mini Render is using the DS. His teammate is still in the pits.
Oh, excuse me. Using those curves there.
Looks pretty nice, and he is always enjoying. He got he heard from a professional driver that you should always go from curb to curb through every corner.
Yes.
And now coming through turn 21 and crossing the finish line was a time of 1:37.9.
That puts him up into P8. Bobble into the pits. Fico just coming out of the pits. You got... That's the Haas going into the pits, as well as the other Haas going into the pits. So we're going to go on board with Reaper, getting ready to start his lap. He has served that little quarter quality ban here. We'll see what he'll be able to do for his first bank. Going around this high-speed sections of turns 2 and 3 and through 4, even though 4 isn't necessarily too big of a turn, but he does actually purple sector 1, so a wonderful start from him. We'll see how he gets through this exit and gets the speed down as fast as possible.
First the S section down to the 8th corner, and in the background you see Cheese trying to get a quicker time. No, actually he's on the outlap, but that looked quite okay. Now getting on the second DS straight.
As he does also purple sector 2. So Reaper in here setting a fast 1 and 2. See if this sector 3 does him well, and he'll be able to come across that with a third purple sector. And as he gets blocked by the Mercedes. Not sure who that was.
I think it was Nulam, but he was not on an outlap. And that destroyed Scooper's fast lap.
Mini Rin. So
it was Mini Rinda?
Yes, it was Mini Rinda. So Screeper does have to abort.
And yeah, he was on an in-lap, so that could be maybe a penalty.
That's very unfortunate. Again, he did purple sectors 1 and 2. Was definitely on a very quick lap. And I'm sure that'll be something for the stewards to look over later after this race is already done, as we actually have Cheese setting the purple sector 1 now.
Getting around turn 7 to the first DRS straight. So far,
go ahead.
Yeah, so far no one but Peter now.
Peter just started his second flying lap. Go on board with him and see what he gets in sector 1. Be right on back as actually Peter purple sector 1.
Wow, and that corner cutting at turn 8 really looked dangerously, just nearly being an invalid lap, but he just nailed it perfectly. Now going down to turn 8.
We will come back on board with Peter. I do want to go back on board with Cheese. Oh, Cheese actually invalidates his lap, and I'm guessing that was just pushing a little too hard there. I'm going to assume 11 through 13, those few turns that make things so difficult. So, back on board with Peter. Does not purple sector too is he's actually up. He's down on his time right now. He's down almost 2/10 on his time. So if he can nail a sector 3, he might finish this lap. Not probably gonna dip into the pits last second, depending on that delta, depending on where he's at there. See what he does in these next few turns. He's getting ready to come up on turn 20 and 21. We'll see if he dips it in the pits. He's staying out, so I'm gonna assume that he got his delta even higher here. Comes across the line.
And there's another quicker time, even 1:33.1.
Oh, amazing. He gained roughly 5/10 on that sector.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he was down 2/10 going into the third sector, came out 3/10 up on it. So I mean, that just shows the time gain that you can just make from sector 3 just by hitting it so well.
Yeah, so I think maybe because best mate is not competing, I think he will definitely overtake best mate in the standings for P3 in the championship, and maybe also Robbie Van for P2.
Well,
so if he runs the fastest lap of the race and gets home in the first position, then he takes home a lot of points.
Harley, I think, improved his time just a little bit. He is still in the 34s, but he is also still in P2. As we had FICO actually get it up there in the third podium position there. Great lap, or Great Wolf has actually invalidated his lap, so either he's going to be going back into the pits, or he's going to go out for another lap here. We'll find out.
And he's really quick corner cutting, so I presume he wants to go into the pit lane. And it looks like it.
We're going to go on board. There's...
Matti Junge.
Matty?
Yeah, that's Matti Junge.
Matty.
Now getting to turn 17, down under turn 18 through the bridge.
17? Such a tricky corner, especially when you're coming off of a turn there. It just makes things so difficult. I think he's actually dipping it. So, we'll look on board with Paps here. He's invalidated his lap, so maybe Flair next. He is on a flyer. We'll see what he can do. He is up on his time right now. Almost 4/10 up on his time.
Which is really great, so he will be starting in a higher position, I guess. Probably is overtaking Bobble. But who knows? And...
through that little tricky section. He's still got... I think he actually backed out of it. No, he did not. He's just switching that ERS back and forth. Very active on that. See what he can come across the line in. He comes across the line with a 35.05, improving that time by 4 thousandths of a second. He's not quite able to get ahead of Bobble. So he can get back to the pits. He's got one more lap. Of course, we are coming down on time on this quality session. We have Cheese going into the pits as well. So I think most of these guys are just kind of waiting out the time a little bit and trying to set themselves up for the best last lap to see where they can really improve at. And so far, Peter is almost a second faster than that P2 guy. So Peter's kind of looking like he might just run away with this. Set out in front by himself. Unless a safety car happens or anything like that. And Screeper's actually on an outlap right now.
No, and behind him is his teammate. I don't know if they're doing slipstream tactics. But maybe, I don't know.
I don't believe so, because his teammate Donkaseb is currently, I believe, on his in-lap.
Oh, yeah.
So we got Screeper.
Now crossing the line, and
He's just
he
now.
was
He's
on his
just
house,
yes. He's just now starting his lap. And best mate, a little bit of trash talk in the comments. Always
best mate Peter.
Screeper actually invalidates, so he's gonna have to bring it
Points
around.
Yeah, between best mate Batman is his competition. I think he has now a little break, so he's a bit teasing Peter. But I think Peter knows that he is a bit out of the range of the other drivers, and his main competitors are not competing today. So yeah, I don't wonder why best mate is teasing him. I think he feels to have to lose out in the championship to him.
We will find out. Peter still might be able to dip it into the 32's best mate. We do have one more lap coming from him, so stay tuned for that. Everyone just about on their out laps. You have, I believe it's Isaac, just started his lap, yet to set a time. I think he was the one that you said had a 3/4 quali ban, so
yeah,
he currently actually
enough. Because of that he did not he not having a time yet, so he really have to take care that he is he does not invalidate his lap.
He did actually purple sector 1, so that's huge from him. We'll see how he does in the rest of this lap. Gets good traction there out of turns 9 and 10. Or 8 and 9 rather, and into 10. Coming across, he did not purple sector 2 yet. So, a little slower than our top competitor there, but no big deal. We're actually going to go on board with Peter. He just started his last flying lap. We'll see what he will be able to do. See if he purple sector 1. He does purple sector 1 by 0.04 of a second.
Dear, that maybe, I think he really felt teased when he heard in the stream about best mate trash talking a bit about him. So he wants to prove that he is prepared for this race and can live up to his time. Ooh, and the Great Wolf is retiring, but I think he is retiring on purpose.
I believe he retired in the pits, and I do want to say hello to Bikeaways in the chat. How are you, buddy?
Yeah. He's, by the way, competing in our race. I think he is waiting to see the other drivers and want to see how they are doing.
Now we have Peter coming around this tricky section of 15, 16, and 17 into this hard braking zone. Looks like he made it smooth, so he's got 18, 19, 20, and 21 left to go. Just a couple more turns here. See what kind of lap he puts down. And see if he puts best mate in his place as he actually invalidates on the... Oh, he invalidated on lap... or on turn 20. And he started to slow down there. I have a feeling that was going to be a 32. Nonetheless, Peter is still in a pole.
That is true. That's the main thing I think that's count. Now he has to focus that there are no major issues during the race, that he can, of
course,
bring home a clean victory.
And I believe that is everybody done in quali. We're just waiting on a couple more cars to get back into the pits or retire.
Oh, and Screeper is really happy about his placing in.
Screeper did get P4 there. So well done to Screeper. Definitely got that lap to count. So
yeah. It's a bit sad to see. Oh, Cheese is now moving into the pit lanes. It's a bit sad to see Red Wolf only in P6 after his Grade 1 in practice session, but it is how it is. I think he can bring a great performance on track during the race, I presume. So, yeah, stay tuned for the race.
Of course, we do got our quali session. Just waiting on Cheese to retire. We'll run through your starting order for this race. We'll be back with said race that will be underway.
I wonder if we have a clear weather, but I really presume it. But in this game, you don't really know. It could happen anything.
You never know. I had a race yesterday at France that was wet to dry in quali, and then dry to wet during the race.
Oh, that's insane.
Or maybe it was the other way. I already don't remember. Anyways, we got Peter in P1, bringing some honor to that Williams name. Charlie in P2, FICO in P3 is starting on those mediums. Yeah, Screeper running that time into the P4 spot, and then Yarno in P5. There are a few cars in between those Williams cars, but we'll see how they'll fare. You got Grey Wolf in P6, Maddie in P7, Captain Noodlearm in P8, Cheese and Bobble to round out that top 5, and then Doc is 7. I ran out of time again. I was going too slow.
That's unfair. But now we have the opening lap. I hope Captain put it in. It would be a great mess if we would not have the opening. I mean the formation lap I got.
The formation lap.
I threw the words, not the words, the terms a bit around with Formula One. It's a bit tricky sometimes. In German, you use some other words for it.
Yes, of course. There's always a language barrier for people between countries, and I try to do my best to help out anybody that's not quite as English speaking as I am. Obviously, English is not your first language.
Yeah.
It's been mine my whole life. Obviously, I took a little bit of German in high school, but I don't remember a whole lot of it. And,
yeah, it's a hard language, so I don't wonder. And
there was
Peter's leading the formation lab. Sorry, yeah. What did you wanted to say?
There was something that I do remember about German. It was always funny to me because whenever like you really get into the German language and hear people speak, it sounds like they're angry all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing I hear most of the time, but actually, it's also a thing that Germans make fun of themselves.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
We are now going to the DRS straight. Ooh, and careful, Charlie, that you wiggle around enough, and then we have the pit stop strategy. Oh, it's even a 4-stop. Never mind. We have a 2-stop and. 4-stop, was it?
There's a 3-stop, I do believe.
A 3-stop and a 4-stop, sorry.
And you can actually, in my experience, you can run a soft hard strategy around here. Ooh. You can do it. You can one-stop it. I've done it. I actually just did it a couple weekends ago, so it's very possible. It's a little not really tricky. Of course, those hards being those hardest tires as they are, they're a little slippery. When they do wear, and even like at the beginning when you put on those fresh hards, yeah, like they're weird because you kind of have to give them a little bit of time to just kind of bite in before you really get the best out of those hards.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, also with medium times, sometimes strange. You at the beginning, if you get on track at some tracks, I have the feeling with mediums you're quite quick. That's nice, but you cannot really compete with the soft tires. But then after time, you really drops down with the tire degradation.
Yes.
You're not that fast. Many people can fight you, but then you somehow get to a special point. I don't know if it's that like also in real life, but in the game it's like that. Then you get to a point where you, with medium times, somehow I have the feeling that the same speed with how is it called, with the soft tires.
Yeah, like they
No,
just kind of average out over time, and you gain a little more speed. Not like I don't want to say speed, but obviously that grip is prolonged. As we have these cars forming back up, I will hand it off to you. I will let you do this little intro sequence for this last race of this season in CRL.
Oh yeah. What? That was a bug. And it's 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go. That was a quick start of everyone. Peter got ahead, but some issues with the time. But we're in lap 2 now. I'm a bit confused now. But Peter's in the front. Mini Rin is shown at the top, but I'm not sure about that. Faiko right at the tail, and she's retired already. There was a big incident at turn 3. I don't know what happened, but luckily the and we have a virtual safety car.
Yeah, we have a VSC already. Of course, it's very unfortunate for Cheese. Hope to hear from him in the chat. Now, we actually did have, after you had mentioned it, it did fix itself, so it's back to lap 1. So whatever workaround Cody's put into this game, it did work this time, and that timing board is a lot better now. So I believe this safety car, or the VSC, not sure if it's getting ready to end or not, as I kind of see these cars speed back up a little bit. No, it's not. It's going down the straight. But yeah, just that was a quick. Those were quick lights, man. Those were just as soon as they popped on, they were out.
Yeah,
there we have the VSC ending.
Oh yeah, now it's race on again.
Now I want to look at
Peter.
Bobble.
Looks like a really great restart. Faiko on mediums, by the way. I did not notice that.
Faiko is still hanging in. He is in P2 on those mediums. Now I do want to take a second because I just noticed this. Bobble's actually lost his wing completely. So I wonder if there's a little bit of contact somewhere in there between Bobble and Cheese. Maybe they both spun. We're not really sure. Bobble's obviously have to dip it into the pits, get a new wing. He's going to be on his own basically for the rest of this race, barring another safety car.
And there was another glitch, I think.
Yeah,
and someone is already in pits. It's Bobble.
This timing board is all over the place.
I don't know what is happening here, but already with the starting lights, I don't know really what's happened, but yeah.
Well, we hope that does fix itself. We do have Peter out in front. It is not Bobble. Bobble is unfortunately sitting in the back after he had wing damage. Did have to get it replaced. He had no front wing. So, Faiko sitting in P2. There it looks like it's fixed itself. So we do have Peter in P1. He's managing that gap back to Faiko. I think it's a little more than 7/10. Now I don't think that's updating right. It looks more about 2 seconds-ish. Maybe a 1.5 difference there. And then Great Wolf behind him in P3. Just a little bit back. So we got Peter running out a little bit. We got Faiko running out a little bit. And then we basically got everybody else in this race.
Yeah.
All the way down.
Great Wolf got a great start already in P3 now, down from P6, which is really great. Yeah, and by the way, Cheese wrote in the chat that he got pushed into the barrier by Matti Junge. Yeah, that's unluckily we did not see it, but I think the stewards can take care of it because I think Cheese is recording that. And yeah,
yes, that is very unfortunate. And I do think we had Donkaseb in it at some point. He's now farther back. Oh! And that
he's retiring. He crashed totally into the barrier.
Now that should be a full safety car. I would think that is right on the pit lane exit. So I don't see it popped yet, but that looks to be It should be a safety car. Not really sure. Nothing's popped yet, so I'm wondering why that's not. And that's very
that's
interesting.
really he's away. That's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, but that's the game, you know? You don't know what you have to expect.
Right. And obviously, like, that he was still on track, so I'm not really sure why that didn't even cause a VSC. That was nothing more than just some yellow flags, which is really weird.
But, yeah, he also went off the ground. That was totally crazy.
Yeah, smoked that wall.
Ooh, and Minirin is holding back Isaac. Isaac is not happy about it, but Minirin is here battling for the last point, so I can totally understand him. Oh, and he's running off the track. I think he has some problems with his setup. He does not really like it. But let's see where if Isaac can overtake him.
Yes, we do got a little bit. Welcome RC Tattoos to the stream. Yes, I'm commentating here with Joe Jazzer. I'm not gonna lie, kind of a porn star name, I feel like, but it was oh, it's Yarno!
Oh, and Yarno retired! No, that's not possible. What's happening here?
Now that should be a safety car. That is right on the racing line. So I'm really
yeah, that's true. It's just a yellow flag, and Scripper was probably totally scared of him because he is totally blocking the way. I don't know what's happened there.
That is 3 cars that have been taken out by that little section from turn 3 to turn 4. And yet we've
totally
had
ridiculous.
3 cars DNF and only 1 VSC so far. So the stewards, I think, kind of gave up for their for the last race of the season.
No, we don't read that out loud.
RC, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. I want, like, it'd be even better, right, if he had that nice 70 stash too.
Ooh, and Minirin is cutting corners so far, but he got overtaken by Isaac, which is pretty good for him. Now he can run for the mid pack. And Captain Ulam is held up by Habs and Marty Junge probably.
We do have this little 3-way battle for P5, and this is looking to be our closest battle here. Nice little three-way between the Haas of Matty, the Racing Point of Hobbs, and this Merc of Captain Noodlearm.
Yeah, so, that's true.
And hopefully, obviously, we don't see anybody else get taken out by that treacherous turn 3 again. Or, well, actually, I guess Naka said it was technically turn 2, but just that little section for as high speed as it is very, very just harmful, it seems like. I mean, out to just get everybody. Yes, RC, I do got a busy schedule today as I'm commentating this race with Joe. I need to get some practice in because I do have an AC race tonight, or an ACC race tonight. And then I also have another league that I'm commentating in later on tonight. It's an American league. It'll be at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so you'll probably be fast asleep at that point, Joe.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, and Captain is now there for the dive on Habs, and he got He overtook him, yeah.
He did get that job done around the outside. Very nice move there from Captain. I think Hobbs is coming back out of this. They're side by side roughly.
Ooh, yeah. And now he's trying to get through the inside, but there is no space, and Captain went off the road. And now he's trying to get around Captain around the outside. Ooh, and pushed him a bit.
A little bit of contact there. This is a fierce battle here, as he's kind of let this Haas pull away. So Captain Noodlearm dropped out of the DRS range. He doesn't have that DRS to help him anymore. So Hobbs is, I think, hopefully just bides his time, wait for that DRS time, or that DRS zone, and get the job done there. Now Screeper's on a run here on Mini Rinda.
Oh yeah, Minirin, that's right. Minirin is trying to fight him off, and in the front, I think we probably will see an overtake from Charlie on Great. Oh. No, we don't see it. Whoa!
Oh, little bit of contact between those two. Mini Rinda actually retired there. I can't really see what happened as we are in this aerial cam.
And now we have a full safety
And there's
car.
a full safety car.
Congratulations.
So 4 cars DNF'd. Finally, we get a safety car. Fortunately for everybody else in this race, as long as they finish this race, they do get points.
That's true. Bobble now just have to get over the finish line. Then he has definitely a point.
I'm not entirely sure
also,
what happened.
luckily for I think this is really good for Bobble because now he can fight back due to the safety car.
Yes, of course.
I don't know if he wants to move in to change the strategy. Sorry, and but now I don't know. It's probably the right time to move in for Peter, and he is doing it. Minirunner, by the way, left the session. So he is angry, but I don't really know what happened.
This will give FICO the lead. We'll see what Peter comes out on. I'm not sure if it's going to be mediums or hards yet.
Oh, and Great Wolf, by the way, is also in pits. And Peter is driving on hards now. I think he tries to get it until the end, or at least in the last rounds.
Yes, I think that's what he's doing. I think Peter...
Ooh, and FICO is picking up the safety car. I hope we won't have glitches with the safety car in the season. In the Bahrain Grand Prix, we had a really interesting glitch with the safety car. The safety car just disappeared in front of Snipper when he was leading. And the really craziest thing in this race was that I think Snipper even got the fastest round under safety car. Imagine, quickest round, the fastest lap under the safety car.
How does that work?
Yeah, due to the bug that just the safety car disappeared and everyone overtook it, and
very interesting. That sounds like Cody's issue. Now, we did have both racing points decided to switch to the soft tires, so maybe a little bit of pace advantage for those 2 racing points. We'll see how they do. Great Wolf
has left this session. That's really bad. He needs an invite.
I'll let you handle that, or Captain handle that. Or
yeah, I invite him.
So through these tires, obviously FICO is still on the tires that he started on. We do have Peter on the hards, who will probably try to take those to the end, barring another safety car later on in this race. Great Wolf, hopefully he gets back in here soon. I think we got another lap on it. We definitely have another lap on the safety car, maybe 2, depending on how fast these guys take to catch up.
Yeah, probably even if they don't catch up, maybe the safety car comes in, but not this lap. If the safety car would come in, that we would already had the message. And yeah, there you see the AI of Great Wolf. He definitely needs a invitation. I hope Captain is taking care of it. So he should let the AI take over his car to
actually
re-invite him.
Yes, actually, during the safety car, Bobble has actually made up 2 places. So instead of being last and being back all by himself, now he's up in a P8. He's obviously back in traffic as the safety car is underway, and all these cars will stack up under it, and I'm sure this will be the last stop of the safety cars. We have most of these cars, except for Isaac and Screeper, making their way in this little formation pack here. So Hops, we have to keep an eye out on Hops. He is in the softs.
Oh, and the
safety car
is not on. The safety car just.
Oh, the safety car is
glitching around.
That is annoying to see.
Yeah.
And Maddie just got an unfortunate 5-second penalty
for ignoring yellow flags, but I think there is an unfair in-game penalty which will be removed.
Yes.
If we
as he actually just got a collision with Bobble. So what is going on during the safety car? Because these packs just actually split up. So I'm not sure. Bobble actually doesn't have a wing anymore. Bobble actually just left.
Bobble left? How was that happening? We're losing driver and the safety car's coming in now? That's ridiculous.
The safety car under Cody's has been so rough. And I'm not really sure as to what's going on. We did have Bobble leave. Bobble had a severe collision. I'm not sure exactly what happened. It was with Maddie. Bobble lost most of his left front wing. Bobble actually left the session. Not really sure what's going on here.
Me too. I'm totally confused by now.
But we are going to go back on board with FICO here. As the safety car is in, all these cars are going to be slowing down. FICO gets to choose when he takes off.
And he's still wiggling. I hope they leave enough space. And now he think he has restarted. Great Wolf has joined now, luckily. Oh, and there is another front wing.
So somebody tried to get out to a quick start and screw themselves up.
Hobbs!
Oh, and
no, Hobbs is now. He gone through the field up in second position. That is incredible. Oh, and he's in 5th position. I didn't really saw what was going on there. And Bobble is again in the pit lane. That is not what we wanted to see.
So FICO was trying to warm up his tires, and I'm guessing he had a little bit of cold tires because he did get loose going into turn 1, or out of turn 1 rather, and lost those spots all the way down into P5. And now we do have a battle up as Hobbs is on those soft tires compared to Peter on those hards. And these two are just going back and forth, it seems like. Peter was able to outbrake Hobbs. Now we have them going in to this treacherous section of 11 through 13. And you can just see, there's the time difference right there. This is, Peter nails that. Hobbs actually drops a little bit of space there. So that section right there is a big time difference in these cars.
Bobble is going really slow. I think his AI has taken over.
Yes, I do
It's
believe
not
so.
that good.
That does look to be the case.
Captain Nulam got another 3-second time penalty. Now we're getting back the times when they are getting over the start-finishing line.
And Hobbs and Peter have kind of pulled out here. Now, and honestly, if I was Peter, I wouldn't be necessarily pushing all too hard. I would almost just let Hobbs by. He is on softs. He does have to pit. And at this point, Peter can take these hards, presumably to the end. But Peter said, screw that. I'm going to lead almost every lap of this race. My race to win.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, and there's a lockup. That's not good for the hards.
I'm actually
tires.
missing this battle here. As Isaac just nice switchback on FICO there. Allows Grey Wolf to
Grey Wolf is now getting through, and even Screeper is overtaking.
Yeah. So just this this 4-car battle here. All over the place. Yeah. And FICO actually drops down to PA. So he is the loser on this situation. But DRS is opening next lap. We'll see who's going to be taking advantage of here. As Great Wolf is actually out of ERS there. So Great Wolf sitting just on 13-14% ERS. He was blinking, I did see, so really unfortunate. You don't want to burn all your ERS in the first couple laps, because then you don't really have a whole lot going on in terms of power for defending or attacking.
Yeah, and now the GS is again enabled, so Habs is not in the DRS range. Wow.
And FICO.
So no, and FICO has left the station. What's going on here? He's in the pits, or maybe he's retiring. I don't know.
Not really sure as to what happened there, but FICO did lead the session. I think he was going to retire, but didn't get the retire in. So both these
I think there was a incident Because Jano was writing, yeah, nice if a person spins in front of you and breaks in the middle of the track.
And there we do have Great Wolf making a move on Isaac. A wonderful battle between these two.
Captain Noodle Arm, I think.
Obviously, if any of these drivers want to come into the chat after their race has been finished and let us know what happened, I would love to hear anything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm wondering if these softs are already starting to lose pace on these other tires, because Hobbs up there in P2 has lost. He's down 2.5 seconds to the hard runner of Peter. Peter's just out in the world on his own. As we have another car into the wall. That's Isaac.
It's like, yeah, he does not have any front wing anymore. And
Isaac.
that's a safety car.
And that's another safety car.
Yeah, I don't really understand why that is a safety car and some other things are not.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
It does not make any sense, really. It does not really make any sense. And some drivers are really lucky now, such as I think it's Matti Junge and Isaac who get like a free pit stop now, I presume.
Matty did get into the pits just as that safety car popped, and all these other cars obviously are waiting on that Delta.
And they inside of each other, but Isaac is overtaking Matti Junge. And they are not coming in front, out in front of the other two guys. I think. Oh no, there can be even a better.
This is gonna be very
safety car. But they're getting out in front, and Faiko and Boba are not quick enough, and there's the safety car waiting on the fourth corner.
Yeah, so
I'm right. Yes.
We do have those two ghosted AlphaTauris. That would have been a big interruption for either one of these drivers if they fell behind them. So Matty goes onto the softs, Isaac onto the mediums.
Yeah, maybe he wants to. No, I'm not sure if you can run from now on until the end. It's how many laps do we have to go?
We got roughly 16 laps left in this race. Now 2 of those are going to be under safety car.
Medium. Yeah, that could be possible with mediums, but it's really hard. I think you could then cross the line with puncture.
So
in the end, and
we're going to be running roughly 14 laps of hard pushing, barring another safety car. So I want to say these mediums...
Oh no! Is there something spun on the stuff in... Oh no, they are in the pits. I was just confused. Sorry.
They are in the pits.
They're in the pits. I should
Reaper
pay attention
has
to
made
the
his way
leaderboard.
to P3. Peter has already caught the safety car, so he's out. He's committed to this hard strategy.
Oh, Great Wolf is now on the podium for now. I wonder if he can still stay in this position. I hope he will not have any connection issues, because that would really be catastrophic for now.
Oh, of course. And so, running through this order, we do have Peter out in front on the hards. Now, he did show his pace after that other safety car restart, pulling away from the soft runner of Hops. Great Wolf in P2, he's on 5-lap old mediums, as well as Screeper, who's on 5-lap old mediums. And then all these other guys, you got Hops on fresh mediums. You got Captain Noodle Arm on fresh mediums. You got the Haas of Charlie J on fresh hards. You got Isaac on fresh mediums. And then it's... Well, Fico's ghosted. Bobble's ghosted. And then we got Maddie. Maddie's on fresh hards, so Maddie wants to go to the end.
Is Fico and Bob both are ghosted?
Yes, both those AlphaTauri cars are ghosted.
Then I will just write Captain Fico and Bob will need a re-invite. Because if they ghosted, then there's something wrong. They should be re-invited.
I know.
My opinion.
Not sure if something happened and they just are waiting on an invite, or if they're done. But
the cars are still driving, so
yes,
they're in
yes.
point positions for now. And yeah, Matti Junge is still the one who has to catch up at this pack. He should really hurry now.
Oh, and there's
The
FICO.
FICO
So
has
FICO's getting
joined
back.
again.
I'm
Oh,
wondering
that's good. That's great. I
wondering
did
if
not
his
know
game
that he
crashed.
was not out of the game, but yeah. FICO should be in again now, yeah, because he joined, and I hope Bobble can also rejoin as well. Yeah, and I think Matti Junge also on hard tires want now to bring it home with those tires, because with the hard tires really want now to finish this race. Maybe also the one who are on medium tires, which is possible but really dangerously at this point. So I think the who have now 6 lap old mediums should it will be mandatory for them to pit another time. But for those who have 1 lap or 0 lap old mediums, I think it's quite okay to run those tires until the end.
Yes, I do think that they'll be able to make it. Of course, down there on the last few laps, they might be a little rough, might be a little extra slippery because of that tire wear. But I think they will make it to the end. We do have FICO going to the end on these hards, Charlie J on the hards, and Peter is still committed to that hard strategy that he pitted to on the first safety car.
Yeah. And Bobble is, I think, still ghosted, right? Yeah.
Yes, Bobble is
He's
still
good
ghosted.
to see he's not back in the game, and there is Matti Junge catching up this pack, which is quite on time as the safety car is coming in this lap.
Oh,
Stripper is got a 5-second time penalty.
so
for
Scraper and Hops did make a little bit of collision there. I don't see any wing damage right off the bat, but can't really tell for Screeper here. I don't know. Okay, yep, it looks like Screeper does still have his wing. Hop still has his wing. So we're gonna go on board with Peter. We're gonna get this.
Oh, the lights are out of the safety car, and Peter is really slowing down. Ooh, that looks really close to each other, and is no. Peter's not. He's restarting, and the race is on the way again. A good start from Peter. It's green lights. Everything is okay. No crash in the back.
So we had the first safety car where FICO's let everybody come to the line before he got going. And there we had Peter take off a little bit earlier. We did have a 3-second penalty pop up for Matty there. He did get multiple warnings. I'm not sure if he had a corner cut or what. Maybe exceeding track limits, but Peter had a tremendous launch. He's built that gap up to almost 1.5 seconds already. And of course, we're gonna be trying to eye this midfield. FICO, I believe that was back there, and that AlphaTauri get a little loose.
Yeah, who ran wide. I don't know why, but that looked dangerous, and now he got overtaken by Matti Junge.
Yes, that allowed Matty to come back into the picture here. This is a very big battle going on, as all these midfield cars are still bunched up.
And Captain is trying to have a go on Habs, but Habs is also trying to overtake Scrooper and trying to substream. And FICO overtook Matti, I think, around the outside.
Yes, Matty did get that, or wrong person there. FICO did get that move done over Matty.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if Matty actually might have got a little loose there. He did lose a little bit of time. This FICO lost just a little bit of time. He has put himself back in the DRS range. Of course, we still got another lap until that DRS goes.
It's enabled, yeah.
We do have a battle basically from P3 all the way down to P8, and I'm sure Matty might catch his way back up here into the P9.
Yeah.
He is in P9, but get back into this little pack that's formed here after the safety car.
Great. Peter is driving away from Great Roof, and Great Roof is driving away from Scrooper, so they been alone at their own in the front end. Wow!
And Isaac really trying to force a move.
That was a bold move. Yeah.
Really
But,
trying to force a move there.
Charlie is now in front of Isaac, but Isaac probably have a go with his medium tires on Charlie, and he is trying to send it down the inside.
And Isaac using almost all that ERS, going into the hard braking zone of turn 8. He does get in front. Or no, actually, he did not get the move done on Charlie, and he did actually.
And now FICO is overtaking him.
So
yeah.
Isaac just did not get that move done how he wanted to. He did lose a spot to FICO and lost that battle out Charlie. So very interesting stuff happening here. And we're going to go on board with Captain Noodle Arm, sitting in that P5. Now it is just a little over half a second back on Hops. Hops is still in DRS range of Screeper. So unfortunately for Captain Noodle Arm, he's not going to get anything in terms of any benefits of that car in front of him not having the DRS.
Yep, and the DRS is now enabled for everyone on the DRS straights. And Peter is away from Great Wolf, so Great Wolf will not have a go on him. Or does he? He is catching up to Peter, but I think it does not is quite enough for the DRS detection zone. No, so Peter, Great Wolf will and Scrooper will have no DRS. Sorry for that.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. If you see anything that I miss, I would love to see. I'm definitely fine with getting cut off, especially if there's action going on. And if I missed anything, of course I am controlling where this camera goes. Oh, Captain Noodle Arm missed his braking zone and had to avoid Hops. So that loses a little bit of time. He does get a 3-second penalty.
I think which is adding up, and he already have a 9-second of time penalty because he is cutting too much these corners.
We will look at these penalties. Screeper and Hops sitting on 5 seconds from that safety car incident, and then Captain Noodle Arm sitting on 9. It is.
Oh yeah.
It is definitely easy to get penalties around this track, especially in that third sector. Now we have Charlie.
And FICO now could be even possibly be in third position as far as I can see that.
Yes.
If there's no big problem and there just
who is that?
Charlie spun.
Yes, I believe that's Charlie. Charlie spun. That lets everybody else through. So Maddie, I think. Yeah, Maddie is through there. Isaac's through. FICO into P6. Of course, FICO does not have any penalties yet. Hoping not to commentators curse him and ruin that for him. But
yeah,
at the time being, FICO's gonna have DRS on the car in front of him, and Hops is not. Always what a move from FICO to get in there on the inside.
Bullet one, and he is nearly lost his rear end there, I think. But now DRS it down the main straight, and that is a nice move. And he is getting in front of Isaac, and both are locking up here. Now, Habs have probably now a go on the next start finishing straight. If FICO does not have any DRS, and he doesn't. So it could be an easy move for Habs, but it does not look like as they are going into the braking zone now, and Habs could not fight back here.
So of course Hops.
And I just see how desperate Great Wolf is to get inside the DRS range of Peter. I think he's trying everything to run down on him.
Yeah, he has to be trying everything.
That victory.
Because we did have Charlie make his way back through Maddie. So Charlie got that next spot. As Captain Noodle Arm did pick up another penalty, so he's sitting on 12. And if this continues, I mean that's really rough. And I mean, that's a lot of penalties that he has to deal with at the end of this race.
Yeah. And because that's time penalties he got through corner cutting, he cannot wait them out in the pit lane.
Yes. Now, Hops is still sitting in DRS range of FICO. We'll see. He'll be able to make a move. Oh, is actually Hops just got... He fell out of DRS? Hops does not have DRS for the straight.
and Feiko's on hards. That's quite incredible. So
Yes.
Feiko is just wait, moving up, and Captain just overtook Scripper.
So Captain moved up.
Missed that. Too bad.
Missed it just by a lot. But Screeper does have DRS. See if he'll just sit back and wait for the original front straight. Because I don't think he's gonna make a move here into turn 11.
And there's a possibility for Screeper that I think he has a 5-second time penalty due to a safety car crash. If it is not his fault, this penalty could be removed, and now he could be also possibly on the podium.
Yes, and going back to that, I don't think it was his fault, but I believe the other car involved in that was Hops, and Screeper was the car out in front. So to determine, or depending on what happened, is Grey Wolf does dip it into the pits, I do believe. Very interesting.
Oh yes, he is pitting now for softs, I guess, or is he pitting for another medium?
I do.
I'm
see
confused.
Him. Yep, he is going on softs. There's 9 laps left in this race. Definitely enough time to set that fastest lap. Maybe get an extra point there.
Yeah, he barely wants that.
And all these cars are starting to kind of disperse. There's a yellow flag.
I think it's Isaac. Yeah.
So Isaac manages to keep it out of the wall. Of course, that tire wear is probably rough. And Grey Wolf gets a great start to this this outlap from this pit stop as he does get DRS down this main straight. And he's
already overtook him. Now he will open up his rear wing and speed away from Isaac. I don't want no business with you. And want to his Matty Junge to get in front. Probably it was a bold move, to be honest, but now he does not have any penalties anymore.
Yes.
And now he could also get really in front due to the other penalties. That was a great decision from Great Wolf, I guess.
Yes, I don't believe.
See how it plays out.
I don't believe Great Wolf had any penalties in the first place, but with all these other guys having penalties, it does kind of open things, and he's going to be on the fastest tire. So I'm excuse me as I'm choking on my own spit. But I do believe we're going to see some great laps out of Great Wolf. He's going to be able to work his way back up as he's lowering that delta to the car in front of Maddie and gaining time almost 3 seconds on Isaac. So Isaac is not really feeling comfortable on those tires right now. But yeah. I do want to give a shout out to Feiko. Feiko has worked his way back up to P4. He's gotten DRS range.
Yeah, that's true.
He did get also
DRS. Due to a disconnect, and now he's fighting back all through the field.
Yes.
And now he probably has a go on, how is he called? Screeper. Yeah.
I think he'll sit behind and be a little more patient, let the DRS do the work for him. He doesn't have to burn a whole lot of ERS.
Yes.
He doesn't need to get that move done right away. He just has to keep close.
Yeah, and there he is with open rearing.
Yes.
Now
and
gaining on Screeper, but it's not enough yet to overtake him.
And I think we're gonna have a move here from Great Wolf, as he has made up that time on Maddie. He does have DRS. He has no ERS. Oh, he bides his time. He sits behind Maddie, so it's probably gonna slow him down in terms of fastest lap. But he is on those fresher tires. He can get a lot more grip out of places where Maddie cannot.
And now he's trying to overtake him around the outside. Or does he not? Ah, that was a kind of try.
I think he was going to, but Maddie just closed the door, and that was he just said, "Screw it, I'll sit behind you. I will get a better exit."
Ooh.
Right there, going side by side. Oh, just about side by side.
And now he has the inside line through turn 21, but no, he does not. And now he is trying to slipstream, and he's trying it around the outside into turn 1. And it's working!
Oh, a nice move there, but I think Maddie did get spun there, so not sure what happened to there. But Great Wolf is back on the hunt, going after the other Haas. FICO not using a whole lot of overtake, which is smart from FICO. FICO doesn't have to use a whole lot. He realizes that Scraper is running out of DRS. He can just sit behind, just play it safe for a little while, use this DRS train, and try to catch up to Captain Noodle Arm up in front, who does have all those penalties. And let's see, maybe FICO using a bunch of overtake. We'll see if he gets a move done here.
Oh,
going around the outside.
He looks up, but around the outside and then through the inside through turn 8 and 9. No.
And a very beautiful move there
5
from
and 6.
FICO. So,
but yeah.
FICO.
He has no penalties, so he is on the podium. And by the way, Captain Nularm in second place right now, but I think he will lose out this place.
Yes, Captain
and
Nularm.
Scraper will have the third one.
Captain Noodlearm does have those penalties. Now, I did want to bring to notice that Scraper is on 14 lap old mediums. Those mediums got to be losing a lot of pace right now. So, FICO making the most out of it. See if he can drop Scraper out of DRS range. Scraper trying all he can to stay in that DRS and just drag him along and keep that time close as he can.
And Great Wolf is hunting down Charlie to get another better position. But I did not saw him doing the fastest lap for now.
No,
I'm not sure if that worked.
I think he did get screwed when he caught up to Maddie. Didn't get the overtake because I did see a purple second
yeah.
too. But he's also out of DRS, so in terms of power, he doesn't have a whole lot left. I mean, you can't be running a whole race on no ERS.
Yeah, that's true.
Now he's just kind of hoping for the best.
Yeah, this track is also not that great for getting back ERS, I guess.
And now we got Charlie actually might be making a move on Hops. Going down the inside of that racing point, gets back in front before the braking zone, does get that job done. So Great Wolf is actually going to be going after Hops next, instead of Charlie. And we'll see if Great Wolf can make short work of Hops and get back into that DRS of Charlie.
I think in the and there was Hops, I think, going wide, and now Hops lets him through. That Great Wolf can have a go on Charlie because Hops knows he does not want to fight with Great Wolf on those fresh, soft tires.
Yes, of course. Great Wolf just easing by Hops. He does get back. Oops, he does get back into that DRS range. So he will have DRS down this next straight. If he plays his cars well, he will have DRS down the straight after that, and I think that's going to be his best opportunity to attack there into turn 11, unless something else happens here. Whereas Harley does not get a good exit or something like that if he just makes a mistake. So, but I think Grey Wolf's going to try to get something at the end of this straight. He is using that overtake, not a whole lot left, but he does have the DRS. He does just zip by. But we will see if that opens up door for Charlie to make a move at the end of this next DRS straight here. I do want to go on over Charlie.
But I don't think so, because he's on hard tires and Great Wolf is on soft, and this is a big advantage for Great Wolf, and even with DRS he's running away from him.
Yes, it is a huge advantage to be on
the
soft.
Now clock is ticking for Great Wolf because he has to close 8-second time gap to Scraper.
Now I do want to say Maddie also went on the fresh soft. So Maddie is saying, you know what? I'm gonna go on these softs. I'm gonna try for this fastest lap here. He is way at the back, but he's still in those penalties, or still in those points. And sorry, my phone is ringing. Forgot to turn that off. I'm gonna go back on board with FICO. This FICO is actually just inside DRS range.
Ooh, and Captain is not liking that because he still have to go this around and another 2 laps, as far as I can see that right here. and that is enough time for Faiku to try to overtake him. And Faiku, by the way, has DRS on Captain Nulam. Now the question is if he can defend it down the second DRS straight, or if he loses out on Faiku, who is on hard tires. And Matti Junge is now making the fastest lap. Great Wolf's plan did not really work well, but probably now he have the time to set the fastest lap. Sorry.
Yes. So Matty does get that fastest lap. I don't think that Great Wolf is going to be able to beat that fast lap now that his tires are a little more worn. FICO has caught up to Captain Noodle Arm here. And I'm thinking FICO is just hoping to finish P2 on track. Granted, he doesn't have DRS at this, or he doesn't have any penalties at this moment in time. Sorry, I was paying attention to something else and I was trying to talk there. So FICO is sitting in that P2 spot after penalties.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to say, you know what, I'm gonna finish this on track. And I'm gonna cross that line. P2 on track. There's only 3 laps left. So we are on 26. And Great Wolf is still trying to make up time there. And hoping for the best. Great Wolf
and trying to overtake Sweeper, yeah.
Yes.
And there's the DRS open. And he's closing in on Captain Nularm. But he does not have that much time to overtake him. But yeah, Great Wolf is closing in on Sweeper, who's mediums who are 18 laps old. I wonder how long does Sweeper can carry those mediums. But if we see a safety car or a yellow flag or something like that, then we probably have he is spun out because of the puncture.
Yes, I do want to say I don't think we're gonna get any more safety cars this race. I think it's too late in the race to get a safety car. Maybe a VSC at the most.
Yeah,
but
true.
FICO is right on the gearbox of Captain Doodle Arm here.
That's true.
Saying, hey, I want this spot. Now, also, Great Wolf, I think, has put himself back into that podium position.
Yeah, that's true.
I think with penalties,
yeah,
Great Wolf's little pit stop has paid off. And he's got himself back into that podium position. So I'm not sure if maybe he just didn't feel comfortable on those tires that he was on. And granted, Screeper right now, a 19-lap-old mediums, is definitely a push for those mediums. But trying to do his best.
Faiku can now overtake Captain Noodlearm if he is not fast enough. Now the DRS is opening up. And he is probably moving to the inside. Is Captain defending the inside? No, he leaves him space. Or he does not leave him space.
He's playing it safe. Maybe going for this exit. Oh, yeah, he gets a little loose there.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
and
no overtake.
Captain is still in the lead.
No overtake coming on this lap.
Ooh, and a lockup from Faiku.
But this again is our closest battle going on board right now, so I want to keep on board with this. We're going to go, actually, we're going to look at Noodle. Oop, press the wrong button there.
Oh, Great Wolf is now still closing in on Schripper, so if he is close enough to Schripper, he could be in the podium position.
Yes.
And I think that's the goal of Great Wolf.
I do want to look at this view here and just see how close FICO can get to the back of Captain Noodlearm. Now, I'm not sure if FICO has said, screw it, I'll just follow you.
And I'm watching also the time of Great Wolf, and it looks like he could be able to get inside the DRS range even at the beginning of the first DRS sector. So,
yes.
Yeah, there he is. 0.7. I think he will have now a go on Scooper. on the last lap we're in.
Yes, we are. I'm not.
And both cars coming around corner 7. And the rear wing is opening up now. And he is trying to send it down the inside. Or doesn't he?
I don't think he's got the power to do it.
Oh, is he? No, that would be too brave. Good decision to stay behind because there's another DS section.
Yes. Now he's trying to use all that overtake that he can, but he just doesn't have any. We'll see. I think he'll be close enough to try to make a move here as he goes down the inside.
These and two cars wheel to wheel. They bang wheels and.
All right, so I'm gonna go on board. FICO did actually get that overtake done on Captain Noodle Arm, but we have Peter getting ready to cross the line as our session winner. The race winner has led basically every lap.
And there are no fireworks. Oh, he even slowed down! To flex on the others. That's incredible. FICO gets home in P2. Captain is crossing the finish line, but probably loses out to Screeper. And
yes, Great
Wolf is in 3rd place. Congratulations. Captain is finishing in P5. Charlie probably coming home in P6. Habs with a lot of penalty is coming home in P7 and is trying to crash himself out. Oh, Habs 5-second time penalty for what?
I believe Hops, that was the safety car incident between them earlier. Now we're just waiting on this last car of Maddie here.
Yeah. And crossing the finish line in P9.
So what a wonderful race from these drivers. It was definitely... Abu Dhabi is not the easiest track to do 28 laps around. But Peter made it look easy today. He was strolling through the park for most of this race. There's that gentleman right there on the main spot of that podium giving us a little dance. So, wonderful race for those guys. We do have... There's actually 2 Honda-powered cars on that podium. And Williams, so... A very nice race. FICO made his way back up to P2, showing off that pace that he has. We will run through the session here. Hopefully, I don't get screwed this time and run out of time, as we did have Peter coming across in that P1 spot. Wonderful race from him. He started on first, finished first. We had FICO. FICO made his way back up into that P2 spot after he disconnected earlier in the race. Great Wolf manages to make his way back to P3. Then you got Screeper and Captain Noodle Arm rounding out those top 5. And then you got Charlie, Hobbs, Isaac, Maddie, and Bobble rounding out those points. You have Mini Rinda, Yarno, Donkaseb. I was about to say Dankseb, but it's Donkaseb. And Cheese. Rounding out the rest of these drivers here. What a race from these guys. Do you have anything else to add to that? I hear you typing away.
Yeah, I'm typing to the podium places.
Now, real quick question: are we gonna have any interviews or anything like that?
Yeah, we will have interviews. But where is there at the bottom is Jano, and Peter is also in the voice channel. So I move him up for an interview, and somehow I cannot move him. That's why I just set in some channel. Why I just move him totally through the now. Damn it! Finally, I got you up here. Somehow I was not be able to move you up. Hey, how are you feeling about the about your win?
It was pretty easy. Not I wasn't trying too hard.
Yeah, I see. Best
Only in
way
the
was
last 2 laps where I was only in the last 2 laps I was trying to pick up the pace, but at one
yeah,
point I
okay.
was driving with one hand just to entertain myself. So
Okay, yeah, I can kind of understand you want to get that home safely. The 25 points that you can have a safe win. And also maybe I'm not that sure where you are in the podium in the championship right now, but you maybe overtook Bestmate. Did you notice what he was writing in the stream chat?
Yeah, about my qualifying. Or
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Also in qualifying, I wasn't really pushing, so yeah. It doesn't. The time doesn't matter. Pole position is pole position.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true. Yeah, then I think there are not that many highlights of your race,
No,
but
no.
okay, well then.
No, that was essentially the greatest example of a walk in the park. A Sunday drive to the grocery store, something like that. It was a wonderful drive from
Yeah,
Peter
yeah.
out in front for pretty much 99% of this race. Well done to you.
And
I even
also
got
a GG.
P1 in practice after 2 laps or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that
and then
too.
you got crashed out and you were still P1, and that was not surprising. Yeah, and by the way, GG to you, Peter, from Captain Noodle. I'm in the stream
Yeah,
chat. Yeah,
same.
so what are your words for your fans?
Thank you for supporting me for the season, and I will see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you very much.
yeah, see you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Good one.
And the next one on the list is who was it? It
Believe
was Faiko,
Michael was
as far
not.
as I know. Yeah, Faiko. Where's Faiko? Faiko is down in the public chat, so I have to move him up here.
All right, bear with us, viewers, as we're getting FICO up here into the.
And I have still the problem that wait, can I fix it? No, I can't fix it. Then I have to. That's ridiculous, but never mind. He's confused right now. Hi, Faiko. How are you doing?
And here are all the
It.
four.
Sorry.
Hello, mate.
Hello, FICO
Yeah.
Ace.
Oh, hello. I'm on the stream. Okay, hi. I didn't.
Yeah,
Yes, you are on the
Oh,
stream.
hi.
yeah, you're
Okay.
in the interview now. How was the race for you? I was seeing that you lost the internet connection and then had to rejoin. I did not really had the attention, and we did not got the message that you got thrown out, and yeah. So
Okay.
sorry for that, but
Yeah, no worries.
I saw you got re-invited, and you got even home with the P2. So how are you feeling about that?
In the beginning, I was really happy that I qualified on P2 with the medium tire. That's quite a handy advantage. Then into the race, I got a good start. I claimed P2 before turn 1, so pretty good start. And then, yeah, but it was a really good race, and I had a different strategy in the first safety car, which brings you up to P1. And then the restart, I don't know if you guys saw that. I waited really long before I started the race again, and then I spawned.
I did catch that. I was actually gonna ask what happened during that situation. Maybe your tires were still cold. I know you were slowing down the pack a lot. There was a couple collisions behind you. I'm not really sure exactly who it was, but I remember seeing an end plate flying.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was. I really slowed down in the last corner, what gives the other drivers a big confusion. And then I went too wide on the. I think maybe cold tires or something. And then I went really wide on the exit, and then my car and then I get full throttle, and then my car doing no yeet to the left. And I actually saved it without damage, but yeah.
Yes, I did see that. And
Wow.
then I believe it was like actually just a couple laps after that is when you disconnected. And I'm not sure if it was you that went into the pits or if it was your AI that went into the pits, but he did go to those hards. You managed to bring that all the way back up to the podium position of P2. The wonderful drive was great to see.
Yeah, no, no. I know.
Yeah.
I only have to mention like one thing. I just disconnected before I went in the pit lane, but my strategy was also to pit on lap 12, so it was 100% at pit stop.
Okay.
So I went
Oh.
disconnecting, and then my AI went in the pits,
Oh no.
changed tires, and then I was glad for that I went on the hards. I got the
Okay,
strategy on
good.
the hards, and then
Uh,
I drove it out. And
yeah. Otherwise, it would be really disgusting if your AI is choosing the strategy.
yeah, I think it's following the strategy that you choose in the beginning of the race.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah,
That's
so
true.
if I had like I was changing a bit with the 2-stop or the 1-stop, I was and I'm a bit gambling there. And then if I had there soft, the AI went on soft probably.
Yeah.
So that was quite fucked up. But yeah, in the end of the race, I overtook P3 and 4, and the guys both have amount of penalties. So it's quite easy. Even if I didn't overtake the I don't know who it was in the last lap, I still had P2 because he got 12 seconds of penalties.
Yes, of course. And again, it was a great drive from you, and it was enjoyable to watch. I think we're gonna move on here to the next interviewee. And
Okay.
again, thanks for joining us. It was a wonderful race to
Yeah.
watch.
Wait. One question I have always to ask: what are your words for your fans?
Sorry, can you ask that again? I didn't understand.
Yeah. What are your words for your fans?
I love you guys. I hope you're all watching, and I will see you in the next race.
Nice.
Wonderful
Thank you very
words
much.
there from FICO.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Yep, have a good one.
Bye. Well, the next one is then Great Wolf on the list versus P3. Hi, Great Wolf. How are you feeling? I think it's your first podium now, right?
Holy. I have to keep my words. Yeah.
You can swear. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm pretty done. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was pretty hard.
Definitely
Yeah.
a great drive. I guess we can start out with these questions. Is I remember you boxed to those softs with roughly 8 laps to go. Now, were you confident that you could make your way back to the top, or you just you were done with the tires that you were on, and you really needed to switch, and you're just trying to get the best out of it?
To be honest, I made a huge mistake by not pitting on the safety car, and then I have to figure out what is the best way to kind of keep up with the top guys. I was on P2, I guess, when I pitted, and I recognized that my yellow ones, which I had on there, doesn't work anymore, and so I figured out it would be the best to go on the yellow, to go on the softs, and then I had to work through to the field, and that was a hard challenge because I have to make up to like 20 seconds of time in 8 laps, which isn't an easy one, but it works out. So
Okay. Wow.
Definitely a great drive after you switched to those softs. I know I watched you quite a bit. You were running low on ERS after a couple laps, and I know you were pretty much full attack mode.
yeah.
Yeah.
mean,
Also, you lost the connection, right?
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
yeah. What happened that because we don't really have an insight to that.
My internet at home just went off and
No.
stayed off for 5 minutes, and it was the first time I had to walk through the whole field. It was a pretty hard race, as I said. I'm pretty done.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm sure that deserves a good rest.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight.
Ah, good.
Of course.
Well, yeah. I think the blows. Do you have other questions for?
I mean,
for
obviously,
Red Wolf?
if that is your first podium in the league, congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment. It's one under
Thank
the
you,
belt,
man.
and hopefully you can get more going forward here on out. Can't really think of any other questions off the back, so I guess I'll do this question for Joe. Do you have any question or any words to say to your fans here?
I guess take this as a preparation for next season.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Wonderful race out there
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
pleasure to be
yeah.
here. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. See you.
See ya then. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So then I would move up Scripper because he was P4. Now normally we're not doing that, but because that this is the last race of the season. I would interview everyone who wants to. So, hi, Scrooper, how are you feeling?
Hello. I'm mad, man. I should be on the top 3 of the podium because the penalty that I got was not a penalty.
Okay, I see. I
Oh
see.
yeah.
You can I don't know if you already saw, but in the penalties channel,
Yeah, I saw. I just wasn't
reminder.
recording the race because I didn't have the
Oh,
capability to run the game and
Oh.
record the race.
ooh,
But
okay. Yeah, maybe
Haps said it
someone.
was going to be his fault because he fell asleep at the wheel, basically.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Well,
then
that
we can.
penalty was under safety car.
Yeah.
You could actually ask then Habs for footage,
Yeah,
and
I've
maybe
already.
you can.
He didn't have footage either.
Oh no.
He's gonna say it was his fault though, because we've just had a conversation
Okay.
about this.
Well, then just report it, and we try to have a look on it.
How do I report it without having footage though? It just denied me from doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
The form says you have to have footage.
Oh, well then I quickly have to change that. But yeah, that is not how it should be. Should be also be able to report it without footage.
I believe.
If we had any footage, yeah, I can switch it, and now you should be able to report it without footage. Yeah. Anyway, how was the race for you?
I mean, the start of the race was stressful because I lost the rear end going through turn 3, I think it was, and accidentally took out Yano because I span across the track and couldn't save that, so that was stressful. And then the medium tire stint right at the end was very hard to keep control of.
Yeah, those mediums. I think you ran roughly 20 laps.
Yeah, I think I pitted like lap 7 for the mediums and then didn't switch.
Yeah, those mediums. I'm assuming had to be completely dead there at the end of the race.
I think I lost like 2 seconds to Grey Wolf right at the end on the last lap just with the tires.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Joe, do you have any good questions? I mean, obviously Screeper, he ran a pretty consistent race. I don't have a whole lot of questions.
That's totally true. Yeah, until the incident in the safety car, that's true. So yeah, congratulations to this consistent race.
Thank you.
Yeah, then what are your words for your fans?
If I have any, that was just a start. I'm going to be back next season, hopefully.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now, Joe, I think I believe it was Great Wolf in the chat asked, can he join again? It kind of hits me because he was P3.
Okay.
I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, no, he can rejoin. It's the last broadcasting, so
I guess.
Yeah. Hi, Great Wolf.
Great Wolf, did you have something else to add?
I just want to ask because Scrapper just said that he like added this 5 second, but now he's gone, and my whole arguments that I put on doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just made like a pro contra list why I should be on the top 3 and
yeah, no, we have to look into it. So I'm not really sure if there's enough footage that the penalty could be removed. Then maybe.
Yeah, like I mean, like I lost much of time because my internet just went off, and I'm struggling right now. Maybe you heard out of my voice.
Yeah, that's true. You can also report and maybe we try to find out a possibility.
Maybe if he's down and we're like doing a 1v1 on the same track, and we fight out. And we find out who's the P3 spot.
Who's the P3? a little 3-lap shootout around Abu Dhabi.
We maybe could do that. Yeah, but let's see with the footage and so on, and then.
Now, of course,
let's find out.
These results are the unofficial results. They still have to deal with penalties and stuff like that. So, granted, you did finish on the podium spot. if that'll be removed or not, we're not sure, but it was still a wonderful race from you today, and props to you.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you
okay,
can.
anyways.
I think you can take that as your first podium.
Yeah, okay.
okay.
Well then, just hit me up if any views come through. See ya.
Yep. See ya.
See you. So well then, I move Captain now in because he was the former owner of this league and he was driving today. So Captain, are you there?
Yeah, of course I'm there. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Now
Really weird
he's
to be here from the
commentating.
other perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how you feel about that.
It was actually really fun to drive with these guys. And I think I was overall very happy, although I had just too many penalties in the end. But yeah.
That's true.
Yes. Now
It pushed you down to P5.
I believe you
Yeah.
did come across the line in P3. It did get pushed down to P5, unfortunately, with those penalties. I mean, what was kind of going through your head there? Like, you get one penalty, and then you get another penalty. You just kind of like, oh man, I got penalties, and it kind of takes your mindset off. Or were you just kind of out there just having fun? It's the last race of the season. You're getting a race with those guys. I mean, what was going through your head?
Yeah, first of all, it was only just for fun for me. I expected only to be in the top 10 or so. So to end up in P5 was actually really good. But of course, yeah, every time when I got a penalty, I was a little bit angry. But yeah, it was okay.
Well, of course, I can take both ways as I drive as well, and taking this commentary stuff. I mean, from what I've understood, this was the last race you've been commentating here in the booth for pretty much every other race, and you finally get to drive and show off those abilities and make the most out of it. Again, it was a great race. It was fun to
Yeah.
watch, and props to you.
Thanks.
You got a P5.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be angry at that. Granted, you can be angry at the penalties. The penalties can be rough here in Sector 3. So, props to you. I'll let Joe ask another question if he has any in mind. I don't really have a whole lot in my head at the moment, so.
No,
Yeah, Joe.
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I will ask also the other drivers. Yeah, if they want to do an interview now. Now is your chance. Yeah, but how was it from as a former organizer and host now to get into the car?
It was really exciting, to be honest, because it was something else, not like every other weekend where I just watched and commentated on it. Now I was in the middle of the action. And yeah, at the start, I really was in the middle of the action. I had not a good start, but then Chief just spun in front of me and I needed to avoid him.
Oh, okay.
This was right try because I lost so many places at the start because I just needed to brake because otherwise I would have crashed into him. Yeah, but then the restart was really good for me because I think there was some trouble at the front. I'm not sure, but all were going slowly at the restart of the safety car, and I just could accelerate through past these guys. This was really nice. I think I overtook 6 cars in 2 corners because of that.
Now,
Oh, no, okay, I see.
something that just popped into my head, and you can answer this truthfully.
Yeah.
At any point, did you find yourself commentating your own race? You're so used to commentating in the booth. Were you ever down the road and you're just, oh yeah, here we go into whatever turn, and then did you ever find yourself doing that at all?
Not that I didn't in my head I didn't talk about anything, but I thought about you guys. What are you doing now? Because in the middle of the race I thought, yeah, Peter, he was a little bit dominating the race to be to say the least.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope you had fun watching. There were enough battles.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
we
true.
didn't have so many. Yeah, we didn't have so many drivers for today.
Yeah, so I would move Minivan, but actually have to look at the who is wanting to join the
Oh, now everyone comes.
the movement.
Should we just
Okay,
move everybody
Snipper
in
was-
here? We'll just have a group conversation.
Yeah,
here.
that's good. Okay, I move
Okay,
everyone in.
everyone. Okay.
Okay, now it's getting full
No.
in here. How are you doing?
Yeah. Hello.
Why?
How you feeling?
Hold on,
Okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold
No,
on.
I'm angry.
You know,
You're angry. Are you angry?
now
Nah,
You
it's
can.
end of the season. I don't care, to be honest.
Okay.
Yarno did crash out fairly
yeah.
early in the race.
Burley,
Yes.
Yeah,
Snipper.
my dude
Wow.
spun on lap 3.
it doesn't look.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You were one of the first. Like I think we had 4 cars DNF before we had a safety car.
Yeah.
I lost control and hit someone. That was my fault.
I believe
And,
that was
nearly
actually
the-
Snipper.
Yes.
Why do you block people in practice?
I don't know. Sorry for that.
No,
Fucking
it's all good.
idiot.
Hey, dude, calm down.
No.
Yeah.
Mm,
What was your highlights of the race? Yeah, no.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, and to be honest.
Not a whole
I-
lot of highlights out of that race, huh?
Yeah, I think my race start, but when I almost took cheese out was my highlight, to be honest. No hate to cheese. No hate
yeah,
to
yeah,
cheese.
and she's
no hate
almost
to
crashed
cheese.
into me. I need to avoid him.
Now, of course, yeah, like I said, we had, I think it was roughly like, we Cheese DNF'd off the start. That gave us a VSC. And then following that, we had 2 more cars DNF. Pretty much, it was like the turn 3, turn 4 section. No safety car, nothing. And then we, excuse me, we finally got one. When the 4th car DNF'd, I think that was Mini Rinda that
Yes.
finally caused that first safety car to happen.
Yeah, I called that
Why
out.
was the second safety car?
Well, we had a
When
VSC
I-
at the
But
Well,
at
it's
the end-
been nada.
Don't
but at
peek.
the end there was another safety car, right? There's no-
somebody had bended it into the wall. I don't remember exactly where, but they kept driving. They were able to keep driving. They had no wing, but they were able to keep driving.
Okay, nice game.
Man, we're hitting everybody in here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Why did you think this was a good idea?
Oh, Flavor's now also coming. Hi! No, it's not that.
Well, it's the,
Everyone in
last,
at the end of the
P1.
season, so
the end of the season. Everybody can have champagne showers.
yeah.
Ooh.
So
They made it through. They made it through.
yeah.
Now Flavo and Best Mate and then the Sipper. Were you guys watching or what? You
Yo, JD here.
The fuck am I? Back to the 90s.
Yeah.
It is actually named 8-bit. Wait.
Well,
Can you do?
Basement.
Did you cracked voice mod,
No,
or is it
no,
is it
normal,
the light
normal.
version?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've it.
wow.
okay,
What do you
so
want from me?
I do want to say we are still live on the stream. Do we have any other questions for any of the racers, or should
Yeah.
can we call this?
Wait. Can I
Party!
report the stream if I say the N-word?
No, don't say, don't
Why
say.
would you do such a thing, Sipper?
I will
I
never.
throw you out.
I will get the Insta ban probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I think we're gonna cut the stream off there. Now I'm hoping everybody enjoyed my commentary along with Joe.
Yeah, that's true.
filling in for
Well,
Captain.
then let's do last time for this season with Captain Null. I don't know if you know it, but we have a kind of a tradition because now there's nothing more to say. Then stay tuned
And farewell.
Yeah.
Captain's Racing League.